Welcome back to another episode of SNG Weekly. Yes, I had a brain glitch there. This show actually begins on a Saturday because, you know, since we actually edit the show on Thursday, we do our last shooting on Thursday, and then I've been coming in Saturdays a lot because we have so much going on. Again, I want to thank everyone for being so incredible with the donations for the build of the USS Enterprise for the Museum of Science Fiction. Really, it's helping us really move this project along, and we have you to thank. So let's get on with this Saturday and week. So here we are on a Saturday, and I'm back at the Enterprise. What I want to do now, I mean, this is really, really snug. And Elliot, I know you asked about how the heck you can get the wires through here. Well, it's pretty simple. This whole thing slides off. I'm going to drill a hole from here up into here, down to here, and a hole down here, because this removes two. None of this is permanent, and that hole, I'm going to put the magnetic wire, the thicker stuff that you sent me, I believe it was you that sent it to me, through here. So that's what's going to do our main power, because it's just going to be 12 volt to everything, and the 12 volt will control both the motors and the lights that will be blinking up here. But first, I want to put a piece of aluminum across here. You can see that I have very little droop, in fact none. And in fact, what's really making it look like droop is this one being so far up. Well, I had it like that so that the resin would cure. Now you can see they're both pretty parallel. That one's drooping a bit, but this one's perfectly level. It'll probably stay that way, but just to ensure it, we're going to cut some aluminum, this piece over here, slot it, and slip it on at a slight angle so it has a bit of a twist to it here. And so this will have a bit of a twist like this. So by the time that I add other components and things in here, we don't get some gravitational twist, it will end up being level. That's the theory. We're going to try this right now. Okay, so what I've done, as you can see, I've sheet metal screwed this on and this. I have to drill this out more, I think, although this really tightened down good. Even though I didn't go in deep enough into the aluminum, you can see clearly that this, if I get my finger out of the way, is so strong it's moving the whole model. This is never going to droop. It's aluminum to aluminum, which is locked into the wood profile, and as you can clearly see, it is dead level with no support. All right, Elliot, here we go. This is for you. I still have yet to close the two sides, but there is our power coming out the end here and out the top here for our 12 volts. And then I'm going to stick this back in. That goes in like that and locks in rather firmly. As you can see, once it's in, I can't even, it won't wiggle, it doesn't do anything. And I have, let's see, a pan up here. You can see that I'm able to feed this through easily and get to the inside. Now, I know it's not models, but it actually is. We're doing models in Lightwave, and that's my email. But down here, I've been slowly but surely working on this. Now, of course, it's not textured or anything like that. It's just the geometry. It's the wireframe, and you can see down here when I switch this to perspective view in wireframe, somewhere here. Where is it? Oh yes, here we are. There. You can see the very basic wireframe I built with lit switches and everything, and this will be textured, and the window is clear and transparent with reflections and all that kind of stuff. Now our Martian is going to be sitting at this. We're going to be fairly close in on him, and we're going to be looking over his back. And on this screen here, he sees Mary and I standing on the roof. We have just fired off the thing that makes the signal show up that they see. As he looks out the window, you see all the spacecraft out here, and he orders them to go to Earth to check out what's going on there. And as the week progresses, you'll see this turn from looking like a video game sort of set like this into something that looks pretty realistic. So, and plus the background and the Martian placed in there. Now, that depends whether James gets our model done pretty soon, but if not, I'll use a temporary model that I have. So most of the day was spent shopping and ordering lots and lots of stuff because so many of you have been so gracious as to send us donations to become part of this build for the Museum of Science Fiction in Washington, D.C. And I mean, you guys really have been turning out, and it's made it possible for me to order pretty much a lot. Every time I try to shoot around here, the dogs go off and the tool truck shows up, and you'll just have to bear with it, because I do. It's usually quiet around here, but only when I shoot. Yes, then we get noise. But it looks like the nacelles are drooping, but in fact they're not. And we've been through this before. The nacelles are level. The center line is level to the Enterprise itself. It's the way it looks in the show, and it's because the nacelles are tapered that it appears this way. They are perfect. They are rock solid. They are not moving. I mean, of course, you get flex like that, but they're not wiggling. So they're very, very, very solid. So I said we got a lot of materials. Here's some of them. I bought a whole bunch of this Duplicolor primer, which is more expensive than using Krylon or Duplicolor, but it's a much superior primer. And Jason Eaton pointed this out to me a while ago. He said, Steve, it's worth spending extra money. This stuff it's lacquer based, it doesn't clog up, it doesn't sputter, it doesn't splatter, it always sprays on smooth and nice. And yes, Jason, you're correct. Of course, more glazing putty, more hardener. For this hardener I use for everything, not just Bondo, but also the cream hardeners, the icing putties that I use. And of course, this stuff that Jeff helps introduce me to, Bondo Hair as they're calling it now, which is fiberglass reinforced polyester resin, is really good for locking things down. Of course, this is from Randy Newbert, which is all our lighting, and I mean all of it, the boards that we need for that. Of course, over here we've got from Elliott Brown, we've got our grills. But I ordered a whole bunch of stuff online, Evercoat metal glaze, 1,000 foot of hooker wire, lots of stuff like that today that will be coming shortly, and stuff from Kitcraft for the domes, the actual domes that go in here that are the correct size, the 3.5 inch dome with the 3 3/4 go on the 3 1/4 go on the inside, the small domes that goes here, that weird strange dome that goes here, and all that stuff, and a lot more. And we ran all over town picking up stuff. So that's kind of how the Monday went. But as you'll see, as the show progresses and we go from day to day, and I mark it now, day 1, day 2, you'll see how we progress along. Now, what I want to do next is take this brass here, and these are 2 different sizes, one fits the size of the other, and make a base with this piece of plywood, a work base, which will eventually be finished off with plexiglass for the Battlestar. So that's what we're going to work on now. Here we have the beginnings of the base for Battlestar. Yes, I know I knocked off one of the engine covers, but they're just tacked on with hot glue because we haven't done the final assembly yet. I got a lot of tidying up to do with the electronics and stuff, but we know they all work. That doesn't belong there. What I did is I used this stuff here, which is really great for locking stuff off because it's not Bondo, it's actually polyester resin, and it doesn't have a lot of filler in it. As a result, with the glass and everything, you get a very snug bond, and I can pull this off and on. It slides on really nice. I'm going to grind this down and round it off so there's no chafing. I have plenty of room to go down there and run cables out, and this will be faced off with some Plex and have Plex on top of it as well when it's finished. But this now I have, like the Enterprise over there, something to actually work and start assembling this model on. And it's day 2 on building the Enterprise, and what do you think I'm doing? I get here nice and early and I look at the nacelles and I say to myself, they don't look level and even to each other. They're like a little bit off, and so I've been fiddling with the right one and tore it all apart and did it all over again. So you want to see what I've done? Okay, I'll show you. You see, they're supposed to look like this, parallel to each other and level to each other. See? And this morning, they didn't look that level to me. I mean, see? Now, they're actually level to the top of the nacelle, which is wrong because in fact they are very tapered, not a little tapered, a lot tapered, but it's an illusion. When they're level, they look drooping. I must have told you this several times by now, but you stand back here and you see, wow, are those things ever level and true to each other? And then you stand on the side and you see that they look like they're drooping. I mean, look at it. The more I tell you they're drooping, the more you're going to think they are. Okay, so here we go. Here is, where is it? It's, let me show you this. There, where you can see it, okay? You can see the bubble there moving? It's pretty much level. Now, here we go here. What do you see? Level. It shouldn't be. They should actually be, it should not be level because this is flat and level and this is tapered. Now you think, well, it's not tapered that much. Ha ha ha! He says knowingly as he runs over here. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more. A nudge is as good as a wink to a blind batmate. Look, I'm going to show you. If I can get this open with one hand. Alright, bugger the tripod because they're upstairs. Mary moved them. So there's that, and here, we're going to go here. Look at that taper. Now I've had people say, it's not tapered that much, is it really? Even Paul Gentry said it to me. That's a lot of taper. And that's what makes everybody think your nacelles are drooping when they're in fact not. I'm going to talk about this for the last time. The next person that asks me about it, I'm going to refer back to this episode because I really get tired of answering that question. These are drooping forward. So you can see I used more of that lovely fiberglass stuff and how tight these are. These are nice and rooted to this, and these are shimmed, so that's how I did it. I shimmed these until I got them just right because I want them to be done level before I do anything else. We got a little bit of a bump there, which I'll grind down and fill, but we're solid. Finally, both of them solid and nice, and they're not going anywhere, and they're in fact level to each other now. One was up higher before, remember? Now it almost looks like one's lower, but they're not. The whole model is leaning a little bit to the left, and as you can see, it's fine. It's just fine. So maybe a little tiny bit off, just a tiny bit, which probably actually is the saucer, but because it has a little bit of movement to it too. But I mean, really, as the saying goes, the expression, really, this is good. I'm walking away before they come to take me away. Ho ho, hee hee, ha ha, to the funny farm where life is beautiful, making nacelles level all day long. And now for something completely different. We're going to work on this some more. And as we left off yesterday, you can see how tight and solid this all is. This is a really good base. Nice fit up there. Got lots of space down here. Of course, I have to cut plexiglass to go, the smoke plexiglass to go on here. I'm going to put some lights in here shining up on the bottom. But for now, we've got a base to work with. Next step is going to be to route all our wiring coming through here and attach it all to our various points that we need to light, and then we can close this down, and this board is going to be resoldered and moved down into here should anything ever go wrong. That's what we're going to do. As Simon says, Simon says, put your hands over your head. Simon says, build a model. Simon Merck says, don't ever put your boards inside the model and close it up. And he's got a darn good point, because although I've never had, actually it's not true, I had one board go bad inside the Reliant, and I had to take the saucer section off and redo the whole thing. I'll never forget it. So ever since then, I don't put my boards in there. They go in the base. Okay, new end caps on the end of the Enterprise here. These are much better. They're made out of the white resin, and they're very, very, very thin. Very, very lightweight and very hollow like this. So that they're not real heavy, because the weight of the other ones being out of the 1630 was really literally causing balancing problems. Now I don't have any of that problem. She's really straight. They're almost two level. I mean, meaning that counting for the taper, they're actually leaning forward, which I must have said a million times now. If you look at the center there, relative to the top, you can see that they're actually, that is the true center line. They're leaning forward a bit. So I've removed the poles. They're no longer needed. These are very, very solid, and probably in time they'll drop a tiny bit before they find their mark. So I'm very happy with that. Also over here, there hasn't been much to show today because it's all been busy work. Here's the board from Kent, and what I've done is extended all the wires coming from all the wiring points coming down through here and out here. Everything's marked and numbered. That way I can reattach it to here so that this board is in the base. Working on the Battlestar. She is finally, this section is locked on back here, and still I've got a little bit of adjustment to do to get this to sit down right, but it's pretty good. And it was kind of hard to do because you're trying to juggle holding this end on, not yanking all your wires loose, and keeping this all together. And I just had rubber bands initially, but now it's actually locked down. Of course, this is still removable because I need to get in there, and you can see inside there as well, which is kind of cool. Keep in mind though, when this thing has got primer on it and metallic paint, we're not going to have any more light leaks. You can see how well the windows are showing up down there. I still have to do the ones on the other side, which is another reason this isn't closed. I got to finish off this nacelle and light up Galactica the way this one is lit up. They're not plugged in right now. Either is the engines, but they do light, and I'll show you that. The board right now is out. It will be connected down here. That's what this maze of wires is for. But before I connect that board up permanently, I want to remove this and cut the plexiglass and make the base really, really nice, and then cover it, protect it until this is done being painted. But it's a good size model. There's my hand next to it. It's a good size, and I think it's really beautiful and very accurate. Somehow I need to get me in front of this so you can really get an idea of the size. And here you can see just how big this model is. It is a lot bigger than the Mobius model, to say the least, and very accurate, very nice indeed. You could actually slide these in and have them fit in there. I actually pushed them in before I had glued on those. But it's just beautiful, and it's just going to be so neat. And again, thank you, Kip Hart. This thing's really neat. I just can't wait to finish it, which won't be long now. I just have to finish off this nacelle here the way I've done this one, and light up Galactica with the fiber optics. All the lighting is in here for the overhead lighting and for the runway lighting. I just got to do the Galactica next. And that takes care of all the lighting. That's what these are for. These connect. This is closed now. This is attached now. So we're really getting there, and I'm really happy with it. So here's everything lit up. The engines, which are not flickering because the board's not hooked up yet. You can see that that bay has got its lights on, but it doesn't have the runway lights yet like this one does. But it will. They're there. I just have to glue this down. And most importantly, I need to hook up the Galactica that lights up the lettering. But we are definitely getting there. And all the lighting is in. I still have more windows to do. I think there's a couple little lights up here, you know, but basically all the hard stuff's done. Everything's in. I just need to finish off this nacelle here, like this one here. So we got far. Got lots of light leaks to fix. That's the least of my problems. Getting all this wiring in and getting it to come out down here and everything is nerve-wracking. Back to work on this, and this is day 4 of this week, Thursday. I'm about to cut the video. I figured I'd get the last few little bits to show you guys of what's going on, and what's going on is I did get this away from the side. Now, one of the things I forgot to do was to grease up this side. This side was greased up. I was able to get this away very easily, and now I'm preening it up, making it all nice and pretty. And I'm about to primer this one more time, and we're going to put a room in there, at least a room over here somewhere, and light it up because we want to see that. I'm waiting for my 1,000-foot spool of wire to get here. If it doesn't get here today, then we'll be doing this tomorrow, which you'll see next week. But also I did some readjustment of this and how this fits, and this one, you know, it like finally came away, but not without doing some damage here, which I'll need to fix or cast a new part. I'm not sure which, but you know, I can do either one. That's what's going on with this. But the side goes on very well now, so I'm about to primer this and put some windows in it. And what I'm going to do over here is now finish doing our lighted Battlestar, which is going to go on this side. I know Jeffrey said he wished he had known I was going to light this. He would have sent me some clear parts of this, but really, Jeff, it's okay because I'm just going to, you know, remove the paint, and then from the back, I'm going to do a gradient pattern on it and light it and put the fiber optics in it. So I need to finish this side. I also want to get the rest of this primered and just a base coat of paint on it so we get away from the look of it being cast resin. So now we start the process of preening. Although this looks pretty good when you look at it with a even coat of primer on it and all my messy stuff done from fitting those nacelles, we can see little flaws. And so what I'm going to be doing is taking red putty and getting the little flaws and fixing them. Although no hole on any ship is absolutely sterile and perfect, I still, you know, like that one right there, I really want to get. There's a few. This one over here at the corner I'm getting. So we can keep doing that and doing that. Then I'm going to investigate what room should go here and start one, which should be fun, and get it in there and get some glass in there and get some lights in there and see how that looks. Okay, a little bit more done on this. We've got the other, and I'm getting a lot of light here from my skylight, but you can see the other landing bay is in place with the lights, and I got that lit up as well. Of course, it all has to be light blocked and primered, and the two halves are not closed permanently as of yet. They won't be. Ooh, here we go. But it's lighting that up really good, so I'm happy. They have to come a little shorter, but we got lights all the way around now. The only thing I haven't done is finish the rest of the windows, and that takes care of all the lighting. So, which is a matter of drilling some holes and putting in some more fiber optics. But these light up really well just right here. So I'm really pleased with how that all came out. Of course, this side we've got the painted one, and it looks terrific. It really does. I can get that to focus. I'm trying to get the shade on there. Anyway, that's going to be great. So, whew, finally, now all this stuff is rigged. I don't have to hassle with it anymore. Of course, I have to cut these shorter and stuff them inside, but that's not going to be hard at all. But it really came out great. Yay! As good as this looks, we go to red putty next. This whole thing needs to be carted down. Now I can see a good bit of a glaze on it. I can see some more scratches and stuff. So tomorrow we'll make another pass on this. So it's going to be a while before I get in there and get the windows in but you know, in the rooms. But what I'm going to do first is get this perfect, and then once I get rid of these dings here from the mold being bad and smooth, I'm going to paint it with the actual whole color. I'm going to do this section by section, but you can see it's vastly improved over what it was. So we will get more done on this tomorrow. What a terrific week. What a busy week. Lots of busy stuff. Lots of putty and sanding and preening and electrics and stuff, which can get, for me, a little boring, but you know, that's what's part of making models like this. I want to thank all you guys for all the incredible support, and don't forget to visit our website, steveneillsgarage.com, where you can visit our friends of Steve Neill's Garage, which is where you can find the link to supporting or donating to the build of the Starship Enterprise for the Museum of Science Fiction in Washington, D.C. Also, there's a support page there for SNG itself for helping us keep our doors open. And I want to talk to you about Trek Yards. Now, of course, I appeared on Trek Yards. Andy Probert appeared on Trek Yards. Doug Drexler. All kinds of great people working in Star Trek. And the show is great. It really is. You should really watch it because it covers a lot of ground about Star Trek. A lot about the ships and the weapons and all this kind of stuff. And it's very entertaining. And it's terrific. They have a Indiegogo campaign to raise money for their weekly Starship documentary web series by fans for fans, and you might want to check it out. You can see the link there where you can go and pledge your support to this, because let me tell you something, these guys are doing a great job. They really are. And Stuart's fantastic, and you know, he's really working hard on this. And of course Samuel, who is on the show with him. Two of them are great hosts and a lot of fun, and I've really enjoyed watching the show, and I think you will too. So please go and check out their Indiegogo link and see if you can help them along, and be sure to watch their show, because if you want to see some of the greats of Star Trek, they're on there, and they're talking about their stuff. They've had Rick Sternbach too. I mean, just really top folks. So check them out. Anyway, that's going to do it for us this week, and please have a safe and fun weekend, and we'll see you next week with more selfies and another show.